Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we have a really fantastic session lined up. This Explainer is proudly brought to you by Forge College. Now, today, we're rolling up our sleeves and diving into the tokenized real-world assets on Solana module. Our goal? We are going to build a minimal RWA, that's real-world asset token prototype. And don't worry, no hard hats required for this construction site. Let's get right into it. So first off, huge congratulations. We survived our previous lesson, building core ERC4337 integration. I know that was some heavy lifting, but we made it. But now it's time to ask the million-dollar question. How do we actually link the physical to the digital? Like, how do we build a bridge between a physical, real-world asset sitting in a vault somewhere, a gold bar, a piece of real estate, or maybe a pristine first edition Charizard card, to a digital token living securely on the Solana blockchain? Well, here is our game plan for today's prototype build. We'll start with the RWA blueprint, gather your tools, bootstrap the code, mint the supply, attach the proof, and finally, verify your masterpiece. Oh, and just a quick heads up, we are strictly using local Monopoly money today, so we're keeping the stakes playfully low while we learn the ropes. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the RWA blueprint, understanding the machinery. To actually pull this off, to represent a physical asset and carry that off-chain linkage required by real-world compliance, we need 4 specific parts working together in perfect harmony. First up, we need token minting flows to basically birth the asset onto the network. Second, on-chain metadata acts as our unchangeable anchor. Third, authority controls allow us to step in and freeze things if, say, the real-world asset gets stolen or compromised. And fourth, we have to explicitly record off-chain references like a URI pointing to a signed PDF or an IPFS object to link straight back to the real physical item. Moving right along to Section 2, gathering your tools, setting up the workshop. Before we write a single line of code, we need to get our inventor's workshop ready. Here are the essentials: Node.js, NPM or Yarn, the Solana CLI, and, this is a big one, the Solana test validator. I literally cannot stress this enough. We never, ever use mainnet keys for local prototyping. I mean, unless you enjoy the thrill of accidentally vaporizing your life savings, right? Using the local test validator means you can sign transactions and observe the state without exposing your real keys or actual value. To keep things organized, we'll use a super clean engineering spec file layout. You'll just make a project folder called RWA prototype with exactly 3 items inside. Mint and metadata.js is our engine, the client script doing all the heavy lifting. The asset proof.json is our off-chain manifest that actually details the physical item, and our keypair.json is just the local test keypair we use to sign transactions. These 3 little pieces fit together perfectly to run the whole simulation. All right, Section 3, bootstrapping the code. Let's ignite the engine. To lay down our foundation, the very first step in our script is explicitly targeting the local validator URL at 127.0.0.1. Again, this prevents those extremely expensive mainnet accidents. Then we load up that local key pair we just talked about. And finally, we use the create mint function from the spl-token library to fire up a brand new token mint with exactly 6 decimals. Now, we need to talk about authority. And yeah, that's authority with a capital A. When we create that mint, we assign our pair as both the mint authority and the freeze authority. The mint authority is basically the cryptographic key that has permission to increase the token supply. By holding both of these authorities directly in our script, we act as the ultimate controller. And trust me, that is going to be absolutely crucial when you start applying real-world compliance controls a bit later on. Let's push forward to Section 4, minting the supply. Firing up the press. So a lot of people actually get tripped up right here. On Solana, the token mint is essentially just a blank vending machine. It defines the overarching rules, but it doesn't actually hold any balances itself. To hold the tokens, you need an associated token account, or an ATA. It's the actual digital pocket, the specific wallet address where a user's tokens live. So before we can print anything, our script has to first create this ATA for our pair. Once that ATA exists, we can finally call the mint2 function, and we pass in the number 1 million. Now, why 1 million? Well, remember earlier we configured our mint to have exactly 6 decimals? Because of that, sending a raw amount of 1 million units effectively mints exactly 1.0 toy tokens into our newly created ATA. Pretty neat, right? Next up, Section 5, attaching the proof, the authenticity plaque. So to securely bind our on-chain digital token to our off-chain physical asset, we use the mpl-token-metadata program. Basically, this program slaps a really fancy authenticity plaque onto our token via a metadata PDA. PDA just stands for Program-Derived Address. Think of it this way. If the token itself is a priceless piece of artwork, the PDA is that little brass informational plaque sitting next to it in the museum. It acts as a structured, on-chain anchor storing all the external asset details, like the name, the symbol, and the all-important URI. And just look at the beautiful bridge we've engineered here. On the left side, living purely in the digital realm, you've got your pristine on-chain state, your SPL token mint, and the metadata PDA we just generated. And then on the right side, you have the off-chain reality, your physical item, which is perfectly represented by that JSON asset proof document we set up earlier in our local directory. Now, the vital tether pointing directly to our off-chain JSON document is this URI. Inside our script, we define this exact local path in the metadata object. Obviously, in a real production environment, this would likely be an immutable IPFS link, so no one can secretly swap out your gold bar for a brick of lead after the fact. But for our local prototype today, this simple HTTP address does the trick perfectly. And finally, we reach section 6, verifying your masterpiece, quality assurance time. Our mechanical contraption is built, but we have to do our pre-flight checks before we can call it a true success. Using the Solana CLI or the Metaplex SDK, you just need to inspect the ledger and verify 3 core things. First, confirm that the mint account actually exists and has exactly 6 decimals. Second, check that the ATA exists with a balance matching our minted amount of 1 million. And third, ensure the metadata account exists and the URI successfully resolves straight to your JSON file. If you have those 3 things checked off, the mint pub key, a non-zero ATA balance, and a valid URI, you have achieved absolute success. You did it! Now, a quick insider secret for you. If your script happens to fail with a program not found error during the metadata step, seriously, do not panic. It just means your local validator doesn't have the Metaplex programs deployed yet. You can easily fix that by running a validator preloaded with those programs, and you will be right back on track in seconds. And this brings us to an incredibly important quote from our source material. By perfectly engineering this on-chain representation today, you are completely prepared for what comes next. These exact primitives, the minting authorities, the PDAs, the off-chain URIs, these are exactly what you'll be integrating into complex payment and transfer flows in the upcoming lessons in this track. It all builds on what we just did. Which leads me to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you ready to enforce real-world compliance on your digital assets? Because you now have the prototype, the knowledge, and the tools to actually make it happen. Thank you so much for joining me today on this explainer, proudly made by Forge College. I highly encourage you to take these skills even further. So please head over to the website at forge.college to continue your Web3 education, explore these topics in serious depth, and truly master the art of blockchain development. Until next time, keep building.